Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Mwalimu Bafaki, and if this is your first time to be on my YouTube channel, kindly make it a point to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you're not missing out any other video whenever I upload. Of course, I promised you that I would bring to you something that is very hot. And guess what? Today, I have a hot cake for you. Today we're going to discuss something very important. Why is that most of the small retail shop businesses are not making it? They are not growing. If they do not keep where they are, then they are collapsing. Why? We are finding that why is that those shops, they are not making it. 1 year, second year, you're in the same business, but you're not growing, then what could be the problem? Today, in this video, you must learn what are those factors that are making you keep stunted, keep where you are, or at times you're collapsing, you're leaving the business. Statistics shows that 40%, it's only 40% of the businesses began in a year that make it at the end of the year. Imagine. So now we want to increase the percentage from 40 at least to 80. Now, these are the factors. And what we need to understand, number one factor, excessive credits. This one, it is in fact number one reason why most businesses, not even retail shop businesses, but almost all other small businesses, why they are collapsing or not growing. You cannot survive on credits. You can never. When their credits get too excessive, then what comes next is to collapse. So be wise. Do not give out credits anyhow. Plan, choose, be selective. Who do I give a credit and whom I don't give? Because in the end, you collapse, go home alone. That's a very important factor that you need to be keen about. Number two is failure to borrow, or fear to borrow money to add in business. We have what we call the fear in our hearts, that what if I borrow money and I do not pay the interest, and then they take my security, and my security, remember this time it's my business, don't you think I make a loss? So that fear to borrow for more capital to add in your business normally cause the collapse, or at times you do not borrow and keep where you are. You get the point? So fear to borrow. So this time round I must tell you that you should stop doubting yourself. Even the most successful people, they borrow. In fact, for you, what you do, you get the little money you have, deposit it in the bank. Remember, you're fearing to borrow, and then this other tycoon goes to the bank, collects all that money, and then goes invests that very amount into something, and then starts to pay the interest. So you be like you're working for them. So do not fear to borrow, otherwise you keep where you are. Then maybe another point here, why do some businesses are not making it at the end of the year, is poor location. Poor location. This is very, 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 very important thing. Let me tell you, poor location, it's a very, very important factor that you've just been not being keen to it, but it's very important. Some people, because they have gotten some money, all of a sudden they think about starting something on their own. So they go wherever they want, they find an opportunity. For example, they have gotten the money, so they are starting their businesses. Some down there where they're not even people. Imagine you're getting, it's a shop, maybe with mobile money on it, but where it is, there are no people passing. Where do you expect customers to come from? So location is very important. You see, why not be wise? Think of a place, for example, you're near the university where you know at least there is a lot of population, near the market, then near the road, okay, or near people's settlements, people where people are staying. Don't you think it can be wiser if you put your shop in places that accommodate a lot of people? That is wiser. So just because for you want to start something on your own, you go invest it anywhere, and then eventually you collapse or you do not grow. You understand? So that's also another point that you need to be keen about. Okay? And now another point we can discuss here is getting into a wrong field. Some people tend to admire, and then when they admire others, then they think they can be like them through the channels that has made them, through the channels that have made them the way they are. So they think they can be like them. So eventually they end up joining their businesses or starting up their businesses, but forgetting to understand what they can do best by themselves. So when they get into a wrong field because they have been inspired by other colleagues, they end up failing because it was not their area of, it was not their field. You understand? So getting into a wrong field, it can also lead to collapse of businesses. Now talk of poor management. Poor management here, it involves a lot of things. Failure to manage expenditure. For you spend recklessly, you don't mind about all that you've made. You think about it to be a profit, so you spend it all. So at times poor management comes into failure to understand where to buy your products. At times you buy from wherever you meet. Some, we understand that we have wholesalers and retailers. So a retailer buys from a wholesaler. So now there are these other people in between there. They are retailing at the same time they are wholesaling. They do both. So you find this a retailer is buying from such kind of a shopkeeper, and then those prices of such people are always a little bit higher because they are not entirely wholesalers. So you need to be wise about that. Understand? So I'm sure if you practice all these tips I have given out here, but then you are the next to testify that you never collapsed, but your business went bigger and bigger and bigger.